One nut. Just one single nut per day can reduce your enlarged prostate and stop those embarrassing midnight bathroom marathons. And no, I am not selling you some overpriced supplement that costs more than your electricity bill. I am talking about a grocery store nut that costs pennies. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which nut it is, why urologists rarely mention it, and the dangerous mistake most men make when eating it. If you are a man over 50 and you want my free 30-day workout plan designed specifically for prostate and male vitality, comment the word active below right now, and I will send it directly to you. Now let us get into this. Why your prostate is secretly staging a rebellion. Gentlemen, let me paint you a picture. It is 3 in the morning. Your bladder says it is time to go. You stumble to the bathroom, do your business, crawl back into bed, and just as you are about to fall asleep, your bladder says we need to talk again. Sound familiar? Welcome to the prostate party nobody asked for. Here is what is actually happening inside your body, and I promise this will make sense in about 60 seconds. Your prostate gland sits directly below your bladder, wrapped around your urethra like a tiny muscular donut. When you were 25, this gland was roughly the size of a walnut. But here is where things get interesting and slightly annoying. Starting around age 40, your prostate begins growing. By age 60, over 50% of men have benign prostatic hyperplasia. By age 85, that number jumps to 90%. Your prostate is basically going through its own midlife crisis, except instead of buying a sports car, it just keeps getting bigger. Now here is what most people do not understand. This enlargement is not random. It is driven by 3 specific factors that most health videos completely ignore. First, there is chronic low-grade inflammation. Your prostate tissue becomes irritated over decades from oxidative stress, poor diet, and environmental toxins. Second, there is hormonal imbalance. As testosterone naturally decreases with age, a hormone called dihydrotestosterone, which is the more potent form of testosterone, actually concentrates in prostate tissue and stimulates growth. Third, and this is the one nobody talks about, there is selenium deficiency. A 2023 study published in the journal Nutrients found that men with the lowest selenium levels had nearly 3 times the risk of prostate enlargement compared to men with adequate selenium. 3 times. That is not a small difference. The pharmaceutical industry wants you to believe that alpha blockers and 5-alpha reductase inhibitors are your only options. These medications work, but they come with side effects like dizziness, fatigue, and yes, problems in the bedroom that we do not need to elaborate on in polite company. What if I told you that nature already created a solution, and it has been sitting in the nut aisle this entire time? The Brazil nut, the single most powerful prostate nut on earth. I have studied hundreds of foods for prostate health, and nothing comes close to the Brazil nut. Not pistachios, not almonds, not even the beloved walnut. The Brazil nut stands alone as the undisputed champion, and the science behind this is absolutely fascinating. The Brazil nut is the single richest food source of selenium on the entire planet. We are not talking about slightly higher than other foods. We are talking about a completely different league. One single Brazil nut contains between 70 and 90 micrograms of selenium. The recommended daily allowance for adult men is 55 micrograms. This means one nut gives you more than 130% of your daily requirement. One nut. You could eat it while watching television, forget you even ate it, and your prostate is already receiving benefits. But here is where it gets really interesting. The selenium in Brazil nuts is not just any selenium. It is primarily in the form of selenomethionine, which is the most bioavailable form of selenium your body can absorb. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2022 showed that selenomethionine from Brazil nuts is absorbed at nearly 90% efficiency, compared to only 50% for selenium supplements. Your body recognizes this as real food and uses it immediately. So what exactly does selenium do for your prostate? Selenium is the essential building block for an enzyme called glutathione peroxidase. Think of glutathione peroxidase as your prostate's personal bodyguard. This enzyme neutralizes hydrogen peroxide and other reactive oxygen species that would otherwise damage your prostate cells and trigger inflammatory growth signals. When selenium levels are low, this enzyme cannot do its job, and your prostate tissue becomes vulnerable to oxidative damage. A groundbreaking study from the Nutritional Prevention of Cancer trial followed over 1,000 men for 13 years. Men who supplemented with selenium had a 63% reduction in prostate issues compared to the placebo group. 63% from one mineral. Now imagine getting that mineral from a delicious whole food that also contains healthy fats, magnesium, and zinc. The Brazil nut also contains high levels of ellagic acid, a polyphenol that has been shown in laboratory studies to inhibit the enzyme 5-alpha reductase. This is the same enzyme that prescription medications target to prevent testosterone from converting into dihydrotestosterone. Essentially, eating Brazil nuts gives you a natural, gentle version of what pharmaceutical drugs do aggressively, without the side effects. Your body knows how to regulate this naturally when given the right tools. The selenium mechanism that shrinks prostate tissue. Let me explain exactly what happens inside your body when you eat one Brazil nut, because understanding this mechanism will help you appreciate why consistency matters more than quantity. Within 30 minutes of eating a Brazil nut, the selenomethionine begins absorbing through your small intestine. Unlike synthetic selenium supplements, which can irritate your digestive system, selenomethionine from whole food sources integrates smoothly with your body's amino acid transport systems. Your body literally treats it like food because it is food. Over the next several hours, this selenium travels through your bloodstream and begins accumulating in tissues that need it most. Your prostate gland is one of the most selenium-hungry organs in your entire body. It concentrates selenium at levels 10 to 15 times higher than your blood serum. This is not an accident. Evolution designed your prostate to require high selenium for proper function. Once selenium reaches your prostate tissue, it gets incorporated into selenoproteins. There are approximately 25 different selenoproteins in the human body, and several of them are critically important for prostate health. Glutathione peroxidase, which I mentioned earlier, directly neutralizes oxidative stress. Thioredoxin reductase helps regulate cell growth and prevents abnormal proliferation. Selenoprotein P acts as a selenium transport and storage protein, ensuring your prostate has reserves when needed. Here is a piece of information that most health videos never mention. A 2021 study from the Journal of Trace Elements in Medicine and Biology discovered that men with benign prostatic hyperplasia had significantly lower levels of selenoprotein P in their prostate tissue compared to men with normal-sized prostates. The researchers concluded that selenium deficiency may be a contributing factor to prostate enlargement, not just a correlation. This suggests that correcting selenium deficiency could actually help reverse some of the enlargement process. The anti-inflammatory effects of adequate selenium also reduce the production of inflammatory cytokines like interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha. These inflammatory molecules are elevated in enlarged prostate tissue and contribute to the symptoms you experience. By reducing inflammation at the cellular level, selenium helps calm the entire prostate environment, leading to improved urinary flow, less urgency, and fewer nighttime bathroom trips. Research from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition published in late 2023 showed that men who consumed adequate selenium had measurably better urinary symptom scores on standardized questionnaires compared to selenium-deficient men. The improvements were noted in stream strength, bladder emptying, and overnight urination frequency. These are exactly the symptoms that drive men crazy and disrupt sleep quality. The exact protocol and the dangerous mistake you must avoid. Now that you understand why the Brazil nut is so powerful, let me tell you exactly how to use it, and more importantly, the critical mistake that could actually harm you. The recommended intake is 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day. That is it. Do not eat more because you think more is better. This is the dangerous mistake I mentioned. Brazil nuts are so incredibly rich in selenium that eating too many can lead to selenium toxicity, a condition called selenosis. Symptoms include brittle nails, hair loss, garlic breath, fatigue, irritability, and in severe cases, neurological problems. The upper tolerable limit for selenium is 400 micrograms per day. Eating 5 or 6 Brazil nuts could push you close to or over this limit. 1 to 2 nuts daily is the sweet spot. This provides optimal selenium levels without any risk of toxicity. Think of it like medicine dosing. The right amount heals, but too much causes problems. When selecting Brazil nuts, look for whole nuts that are not broken or crushed. Broken nuts oxidize faster and lose potency. Store them in an airtight container in your refrigerator or freezer because the high fat content can cause them to go rancid at room temperature. Rancid nuts taste bitter and provide fewer benefits. The best time to eat your Brazil nut is with a meal that contains some fat. Selenium absorption improves when consumed with dietary fat, and since Brazil nuts already contain healthy fats, they are essentially self-optimizing. Eating them with breakfast is a simple habit that works well for most men. For maximum prostate benefits, combine your daily Brazil nut with other prostate supportive practices. Stay hydrated throughout the day, but reduce fluid intake 2 hours before bed to minimize nighttime urination. Engage in regular physical activity, as exercise improves blood flow to the pelvic region and helps regulate hormones. Limit alcohol and caffeine in the evening, as both can irritate the bladder and worsen symptoms. Now here is my promise to you. If you commit to eating one Brazil nut daily for 30 days, you will likely notice improvements in your urinary symptoms. Many men report better sleep within the first 2 weeks because they are getting up less frequently at night. By week 4, stream strength and bladder emptying often improve. This is not magic. This is simply giving your body the specific nutrient it has been starving for. Remember, if you want my free 30-day workout plan specifically designed for men over 50 to support prostate health, testosterone, and overall vitality, comment the word active below this video right now. I read every comment and will personally make sure you receive it. Your prostate does not have to control your life. One nut per day is such a simple change, but it addresses the root cause of enlargement at the cellular level. Pharmaceutical companies cannot patent a Brazil nut, which is exactly why you do not see advertisements for this solution during the evening news. But now you know. The power is literally in your hands, or should I say, in your pantry. Thank you for watching. I am Dr. Brandy, and I will see you in the next video. Do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss another men's health strategy that could change your life.